It's championship week on Premier Preps, and we've got coverage from the boys and girls Sac-Joaquin Section basketball championships from this weekend at Golden One Center. And we've got championship highlights from the section soccer finals at Cosumnes River College. A championship episode of Premier Preps in 3, 2, welcome to a championship episode of Premier Preps. I'm your host, Nick Pecoraro. Thank you, as always, for hanging out on your Sunday evening. We've got lots to cover this week, but first, in case you hadn't heard on social media, starting this week, Premier Preps will be added to the block rotation on Foothill 7 TV on Comcast Channel 7 in El Dorado County. A huge thank you goes out to those guys for giving us the opportunity to expand our audience as we strive to keep high school sports in Sacramento covered in the way that it deserves. On to our game highlights now, where Golden One Center, the home of the Sacramento Kings, was our office for the week. 12 section championship games were held on Thursday and Friday, and we kick off with the Division II boys final between SFL rivals Jesuit and Rocklin. The Marauders took down the top seed in Destiny Christian on Tuesday to reach the title game, while Rocklin handled Wood Creek at home to reach its first finals appearance since 2009. These two split their two SFL meetings this year, but this time it was for all the marbles, the Marauders and the Thunder, Thursday night at Golden One Center. Golden One Center, home of the Sacramento Kings, but on Thursday it was home to the Sac-Joaquin Section Championships. The D2 boys final between Rocklin and Jesuit was the main event. Sierra Foothill League rivals for all the marbles. Here we go. First quarter, Rocklin big man Mark Lavrinov averages 23 points a night. Only 4 points in this game, though. How would the Thunder respond on a quiet night from Big Mark? I'll tell you how Jesuit responded. With a freshman, of course, Mason Phillips drains a three, and Jesuit has a 7-5 edge heading into the second. How about the Rocklin QB, Reeve Sloan? They call him Playoff Reeve because he hits big shots in big games. More on him later. But talk about big shots in big games. Mason Phillips had a huge impact in this one. 9 points on Thursday, and Jesuit has a 20-18 lead at the break. Third quarter, Josiah Andrews goes to work off the dribble for 2 of his 8 points on Thursday. You know who else had 8 points? Luke Brown. He hit some big shots in this game for the Marauders, including this triple right here. But the Thunder keeps it tight. Connor Bowe misses a tough layup, but Connor's got other Connor's backs. Connor DeLobby cleans up the miss. 11 points for DeLobby, and Rocklin is down by just 3 heading to the fourth. Things start to pick up for Jesuit. Amari McKinney down low. Big Drip had 8 points for Big Red. And check out this ball-handling wizardry from Brandon Williams. If you listen closely, you can hear the Harlem Globetrotters theme playing in the background. But the hot hand for Jesuit came from Asher Schroeder. Big shot after big shot for Schroeder in the fourth quarter. He finished with 16 and 8 rebounds for the Marauders, who lead by 4 with under 35 seconds to play. But remember that dude they call Playoff Reeve? I'll say it again. All Reeve Sloan does is make big plays in big games. A 3 here brings Rocklin to within 1. Final 30 seconds. Connor DeLobby comes up with a steal, and he lobs it for Eli Willis. Eli's only bucket of the night puts Rocklin in front by 1. What is happening? Time ticking down for Jesuit now. Asher Schroeder going for the win. No good. Rocklin with one of the most insane finishes to a championship game. And the Thunder are your D2 champions. Connor DeLobby, what the heck just happened?
I grabbed the ball, ripped it out of his hands. I look up, I see Eli Durr right at the block. And this is my guy right here. I'm going to trust him every single moment of the game, no matter what. I threw it up. You know, it is game time. Eli's going to finish that no matter what. He's an excellent finisher around the rim, and I got trust in him no matter what.
Those last couple seconds, our team tried to stay together. try and make the right play, and that's what we did. Condelabi got a steal. He had his eyes up, looked for me. I tipped it in, luckily, and, that's just what we do.
Let's take a look at who else raised those blue banners this weekend in the Race for the Ring presented by Premier Championship Rings. My friend Bob Sebring has provided custom jewelry for championship teams in this section for more than 30 years, and he's here for you again at premiergradproducts.com. If you just want a section title, you want to get yourselves ringed up and celebrate like a champion with Premier Championship Rings, which brings you the boys basketball Race for the Ring. In the big boy bracket in Division 1, the Folsom Bulldogs stun Modesto Christian and prevents a section four-peat from the Crusaders. It's the Bulldogs' 8th overall title. You just saw a thriller in the D2 final as Rocklin hoists the blue banner for the 4th time in school history. In the D3 bracket, the Christian Brothers Falcons end the Cinderella run for the 10th seeded El Capitan Gauchos of Merced. That was a thriller as well. It's section title number 5 for CB. An all Golden Empire League final in D4, and it took all 32 minutes to decide, but Casa Roble of Orangevale wins its first ever section title, beating Natomas in a 2-point game. The D5 final was all Woodland Christian as Romello Brune scored 49 points to lead the Cardinals to their first section crown. And in D6, the Stone Ridge Christian Knights, without their leading scorer, still go back-to-back by beating Sac Waldorf in the finals. Remember, it's ring season, and all section champs can ring themselves up with Premier Championship Rings, the choice of champions. You know that feeling when you win it all? When you become a champion. Now you can celebrate like a champion with Premier Championship Rings. Bob Sebring has designed custom championship bling for more than 30 years and has been the trusted source for crafting priceless jewelry that tells the story of your team's championship journey. From football in the fall to baseball in the spring and everything in between, Premier Championship Rings has designed rings for dozens of local high school programs and even at the collegiate, pro, and youth levels as well. Whether it's a section, regional, or state title, Premier Championship Rings has you covered. So when your team wins the big game, you know what time it is. That's right, it's time to put a ring on it. Celebrate like a champion with Premier Championship Rings, the choice of champions. Now that the section finals are over, we can look at who we've got in our most recent Big Picture Top 10 presented by LENIE'S Pictures. Hey, when you visit LENIE'spictures.com, you can use the promo code NP7 for $7 photo downloads exclusively through Premier PREPS and get yourselves a heck of a deal. Here are the latest Big Picture Top 10 boys basketball rankings presented by LENI'S Pictures. Saturday marked the final day of Sac-Joaquin Section postseason competition in the boys soccer landscape, and we had some bangers on the pitch. It was tough to pick just one of these games to cover, but you can't go wrong going with the top team in our Premier PREPS top 10 entering the finals. That would be the Franklin Wildcats. The top seed in the Division 1 bracket is in search of its first ever blue banner this year, and in the finals they would have to take on one of the most prolific programs in the section, the Davis Blue Devils, who have 7 section titles to their name. The D1 final played Saturday at Cosumnes River College. Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. The D1 boys soccer final between number 2 Davis and top-seeded Franklin at Cosumnes River College. Here we go. Both keepers kept it on lock early in the first half. Franklin's Alejandro Flores squashes this corner attempt. And then the Blue Devils netminder Dylan Hodeling getting dirty, laying out for the stop, and we remain scoreless until the 25th minute, that is. Wildcats deep in Davis territory, and a foul is called, setting up a free kick from nearly point-blank range. And the man for the job is none other than Mason Reyes. The senior drives it home into the top right corner, and just like that, Franklin has a 1-0 lead heading into the break. To the second half we go. Wildcats on the attack again. Landon Roberson looking to cook, but Nathan King gets a foot on it to knock it away. Good backline D from the Blue Devils, but Davis needs some offense. 60th minute, Joshua Morris fires, but goalie Luke Whalebrock comes up with a tremendous save. Less than a minute later, Whalebrock's going to get tested again. Mario Romero's shot is denied. An incredible sequence from the sophomore keeper to help Franklin hold on to a 1-goal lead. One final try for the Blue Devils. Romero's touch is once again pounced on by Luke Whalebrock. An outstanding second half effort, and that helps lift Franklin to its first ever Sac-Joaquin Section championship.
A lot of emotion right now. It feels good. Get the win. We move on to regionals now, so yep.
And to be able to score the one and only goal in the section championship, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, it means a lot. Yeah. I really got no words right now, but yeah, it's good. It's good. The job not finished yet. Yep.
Remember last week we crowned the divisions 4 through 6 champions, and we've got the rest of the boys championship brackets for divisions 1 through 3 right here in the Race for the Ring presented by Premier Championship Rings. You just saw Franklin take down Davis in the Division 1 final. The Wildcats are section champs for the first time in school history. The Pittman Pride take their first section title home to Turlock. The 6th seed in D2 takes down top-seeded Wood Creek. And in D3, 3rd-seeded Roseville takes down Vista del Lago for the program's 3rd section crown, its first since 2004. Remember, you can get yourselves ringed up with Premier Championship Rings, the choice of champions. We still got NorCal soccer action left, but let's take a look at the post-Sac-Joaquin Section Championship Boys Soccer Top 10.
Can't get enough high school sports in Sacramento? Well, Premier PREPS has got you covered like no one else. You want game highlights? We got you. You want local insight? We got you. You want inspirational feature stories? We've got you. How about exclusive interviews with prominent players and coaches in the area? We got you. Scores, updates, top plays, and much, much more every Sunday at 5 o'clock during the high school season on YouTube. We look back at the week that was and keep you updated on who's got next. So follow along on social media and subscribe on YouTube to Premier PREPS with me, Nick Pecoraro, because it's giving Sacramento high school sports the coverage it deserves.
What a weekend it was at Golden One Center for section championship action. We've covered the boys already, but girls is players too. We go to the Division 1 final between top-seeded Folsom and third-seeded McClatchy. These two have been the top 2 teams in our Premier PREPS girls hoops rankings for the past 5 weeks. So it was only fitting that they battle it out at Golden One Center for who truly is the top dog in the section, Folsom and McClatchy on Friday night. Ooh, what a whopper of a matchup we had for the Division 1 girls final on Friday between Folsom and McClatchy. Number 1 and 2 in our Premier PREPS rankings for most of the season. Here we go. First quarter, future Washington Husky Nina Kane is straight cash on this three, but Folsom's Sophia Minderman doing what she does best, but it's a 12-11 McClatchy lead after one. Folks, let's just appreciate Nina Kane while we still have her in the 916. She's got big things in her future, but for right now, she's going to work in the paint and won. But the second quarter was all about senior point guard Brianna Kimmins. She had a nice little Euro step working. She was beating all of her defenders off the dribble. Call her the bus driver because she was taking all these kids to school. Bree scored 11 points in the second quarter, turning Golden One Center into her own personal playground. And McClatchy's lead is 11 at the break. Third quarter, more Lions. Neray Lewis puts it on the deck and scores with the baseline drive, 12 points for the Northridge commit. But let's not just count Folsom out of this game just yet. Erin Bright was the bright spot for the Bulldogs. She led the team with 14 points on Friday. And then Jada Tupou gets her hands in the cookie jar. An easy bucket follows, and Folsom is starting to build some steam here. Lily Bingaman hits back-to-back threes, and it's back to a one-possession game. Ava Rollins rips away a rebound and cashes in on a putback. Folsom outscores McClatchy 21-13 in the third, but they're still down 3 heading to the fourth. Check out this sequence from the Lions. Neray Lewis with the block to start the fast break. Brianna Kimmins dishes to Daisy Throckmorton, the hoop and the harm, and the Legion student section is fired up in Golden One. This was a big shot right here as well. Michaela Reyes, 2 triples on the night. This one puts the Lions up by 7, and McClatchy would never look back. Brianna Kimmins closes the game with a layup, 21 points against her former team in the finals, and McClatchy is once again section champions.
It means everything because I went through a lot last year, not getting the playing time I feel like I deserved, and it just means a lot to come out here and get this win.
It means everything. It's just like, just going out my senior year, I'm just trying to have fun and just go out with a bang. Just trying to enjoy my last year, and I'm glad I got to experience it here with all my girls here and make it to Golden One for sections. And, next step is trying to get state. So we're not finished, but we're going to keep working.
Let's take a look at the final Sac-Joaquin Section girls brackets in our Race for the Ring, presented by Premier Championship Rings. You just saw the McClatchy Lions take down the top-seeded Folsom Bulldogs in the Division I final. It's McClatchy's second section title, and they've got their eyes on a state crown now. How about the Atwater Falcons, who stunned the top-seeded Christian Brothers Falcons in the D2 final? It's the first section crown since 1988. Do the Falcons have eyes on a state title as well? In D3, Colfax completes a section three-peat with its 14th overall blue banner. That's second most all-time in the Sac-Joaquin section. Haley Smith had 26 points and 8 boards to lead Liberty Ranch to its first section crown with a win over Riverbank in the D4 final. And in D5, the Bret Hart Bullfrogs, who won a state title just 2 years ago, win their first section crown since 1981. And in a rematch of the Division VI final last year, Faith Christian takes down defending champ Sac Adventist with a little get-back win to earn its second section crown in 3 years. Remember, the Race for the Ring is presented by Premier Championship Rings, the choice of champions. Time now for our Big Picture Girls Basketball Top 10 presented by LENIE'S Pictures. Hey, it's still not too late to order your custom team and individual banners for the spring season. Any school, any sport, just visit LENIE'spictures.com and tell them Premier PREPS sent you. Let's take a look now at our Big Picture Top 10 Girls Basketball Rankings presented by LENI'S Pictures.
LENIE'S Pictures is your go-to site for priceless photos and memorabilia. This local family business has captured great action shots for a decade, but there's so much more to offer with a personalized touch for team and individual photos, game day galleries, banners, yard signs, festive mementos for senior nights, team banquets, or even just to cheer your kid on at their games, all 100% custom made by LENI'S Pictures, any student, any season, any occasion. So make those memories last forever and visit LENI'Spictures.com and use the promo code NP7 for $7 photo downloads exclusively through Premier Preps. That's LENI'Spictures.com, your official photography sponsor for Premier Preps.
Hey, since we did the boys soccer highlights this week, we want to make sure to keep you updated on what's happening in the girls section championships this weekend at Cosumnes River College as well. Let's take a look at the girls soccer Race for the Ring presented by Premier Championship Rings. In D1, top-seeded Del Oro takes down Cinderella Folsom, the 10 seed, to win its third consecutive section championship. Another all-SFL final in D2, top-seeded Rocklin beat the 7 seed Granite Bay on Saturday to bring home its first title in 24 years. And in D3, Roseville takes down 5th-seeded Oakdale to win its third section championship in program history. Congrats to all section champs, and remember, you can get yourselves ringed up with Premier Championship Rings. Visit premiergradproducts.com and click on the Championship Rings page to inquire about your consult today with Premier Championship Rings, the choice of champions. Only one more week left in the soccer season, so let's take a look at the Premier Preps Girls Soccer Top 10 as we head into NorCal Championship Week. Time now for our Infinite Performance Plays of the Week. Infinite Performance Physical Therapy is the trusted brand for all your injury rehab and prevention needs, as well as sport-specific training modules, so make sure you connect with Infinite Performance Physical Therapy and see for yourself. Don't forget, you can send me Play of the Week nominees each week on social media. Just tag me with a short clip and let me know what's going on with the play, and we will see if we can get you onto Premier Preps, even if I'm not at your game. Here's who we got this week in our Infinite Performance Plays of the Week. Okay, we've got Sac-Joaquin Section Masters Wrestling. Shira Randall of Natomas becomes the first girls wrestler in school history to win a Section Masters title with an improbable reversal in the final seconds of the 155-pound final. Shira went 5-0 over 2 days at the Masters tourney. Crown her! Vista del Lago versus Pacheco in the boys soccer semis. Simone Varghese with a bullet that goes off the crossbar, but his boy Garrett Beers is there with the follow on the header, helping the Eagles reach the section final. Vista del Lago headstrong to take on anyone. Brandon Williams of Jesuit going all crisscross applesauce all the way to the cup in the section finals against Rocklin. But the best play from this game comes in the closing seconds. With Rocklin down 1, Connor DeLobby with the steal and the lob to Eli Willis for the game-winning bucket. This game was an absolute battle from both teams, but the Thunder comes out as your D2 section champs. And that is your Infinite Performance Play of the Week.
What's up, Infinite family? We have something new for you guys for 2025. We finally teamed up with My PT Hub and created the ultimate all-inclusive Infinite app. Within the app, you'll be able to purchase memberships, book and cancel sessions, and purchase online go-at-your-own-pace programs. Something new we're adding this year is becoming an Infinite Virtual Athlete, where you have custom programs built for you with video demonstrations to ensure you are doing the exercises properly. I'm super excited for this new addition and being able to create Infinite built athletes no matter where you are in the world.
That's it for episode 28 of Premier Preps. Special thanks to the Sacramento Kings for loaning out their arena, the Golden One Center, every year for the section and state basketball championships. It's my personal favorite time of the year for prep sports coverage. Special shout out to my man Matthew Bissett of ABC Jam Productions for allowing me to put on the headset and broadcast a few of the championship games on the NFHS network this weekend. And a special shout out to my man Joe Davidson of the Sacramento Bee for allowing me to write a couple of championship game stories. Another big thanks once again to Foothill 7 TV in El Dorado County. You can tune into Premier Preps on Comcast Channel 7 or watch the live stream on rumble.com. And of course, you can always watch Premier Preps every Sunday at 5 p.m. on YouTube. Go subscribe, follow along on social media, and we've got NorCal Championship action coming this week, so stay tuned for more Premier Preps. I'm Nick Pecoraro. I'm out of breath.